Is your water making you fat? If you've been trying to diet and exercise, but the fat just feels stuck and won't come off, especially after 40, today we're talking about forever chemicals, toxins that build up in your body and have been linked to weight gain, hormone disruption, and slowing your metabolism. One study even found that people with the highest levels of these chemicals regained 10 pounds more even when following the same diet. So in this video, you'll learn what these chemicals are, how they're affecting your body, and most importantly, what you can do to get them out. Now, before we jump in, I'm Jonathan Tapp. My twin brother Thomas and I, we started this new channel, Primal Body, to help you burn fat and reclaim your lean, strong body. And the tips you'll learn today come straight from the 5 primal pillars we use with our coaching clients. See, your body was designed to thrive in nature, breathe fresh air, drink clean water, eat whole foods, enjoy movement, absorb sunlight. But over the last 50 years or more, our environment has been flooded with thousands of synthetic chemicals, many of which were never tested for long-term health effects. One of the worst of these being forever chemicals. So what are forever chemicals? Well, technically they're known as PFAS, which stands for per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. They've been used since the 1950s to make everyday products resistant to water, heat, and oil. So think Teflon pans and stain-resistant carpet. They're made with one of the strongest chemical bonds on the planet, the carbon-fluorine bond. And it takes hundreds to thousands of years for nature to break these down. So once they get inside you, they stick around for years, even decades. Think of it like pouring grease down your sink for 30 years. That buildup doesn't flush out easily. Your body's kind of like that with PFAS. And that's especially bad if you're over 40, because not only have you had decades of exposure, but your body also detoxes more slowly with age. So these chemicals build up more and hit harder over time. And here's why that matters, because according to the US EPA, there's no safe level of exposure to 2 of the most common PFAS, PFOA and PFOS. Even tiny amounts can be harmful, and they've been linked to hormone disruption, reduced fertility, developmental issues in children, weakened immune function, higher cholesterol, increased risk of cancers like prostate, kidney, and testicular, and yes, weight gain and obesity. So this isn't just about toxins, it's about how they may be changing your metabolism, draining your energy, and making it harder for you to burn fat, especially over 40. And we are finding more evidence to support this. A researcher named Dr. Philippe Grandjean led a study in Europe that uncovered a striking pattern. In a group of 381 adults, all following structured weight loss plans, those with the higher PFAS levels in their blood regained significantly more weight no matter which diet program they followed. In fact, people with the highest levels of PFOA, a type of PFAS commonly found in contaminated drinking water, gained up to 10 pounds more over the following year compared to those with lower levels. Now, don't worry, I'm gonna show you later how you can remove these from your water, but Dr. Grandjean summed it up like this. Our study adds new evidence that being overweight isn't just about a lack of physical activity and unhealthy eating habits. PFAS are increasingly suspected to be a contributing factor. My concern is that our exposures to PFAS are making it difficult for us to avoid getting overweight. So think about that. Even if you're eating clean and exercising consistently, these chemicals could be working against you, making it harder to burn fat and keep it off. And this wasn't the only study with results like this. A separate study led by researchers from Harvard found that people with the higher PFAS levels, especially women, regained significantly more weight after dieting and also experienced a greater drop in metabolic rate. In fact, those with the highest PFAS levels regained nearly twice as much weight as those with the lowest levels, even while following the same diet. The researchers concluded that PFAS may interfere with how your metabolism bounces back after weight loss, making it easier to regain fat and harder to burn calories efficiently. Now, to be fair, these are observational studies. That means we're seeing patterns, not direct proof of cause and effect. It's possible that other factors played a role, but here's where it gets clearer. We also have direct evidence from lab studies in both animals and human cells that shows PFAS can directly disrupt metabolism and fat storage. In a lab study using human liver cells, PFAS exposure caused a buildup of fat, triglycerides, and switched on genes linked to fat storage. So think of PFAS like software bugs in your metabolism. And that lines up with what we are seeing in people. If you have higher PFAS levels, you tend to struggle more with weight gain, fat loss, and metabolic health. So where are these chemicals coming from and how can you avoid them? Well, they're not just in factories or toxic waste sites. They're in your everyday life. Here are the top 5 hidden sources of PFAS, counting down to the worst one. Number 5 is stain-resistant fabrics and carpets. PFAS are used in stain-proof or water-repellent treatments on carpets, couches, especially older ones. You might be absorbing them just by sitting on your couch or walking on your rug. So avoid buying anything labeled stain-resistant or Scotch-Guard treated. If you're upgrading furniture, go for the untreated or PFAS-free materials, and skip those spray-on fabric protectors altogether. Number 4 is non-stick cookware. So pans with the non-stick coating, especially older ones, they release PFAS into the air of food when overheated. Switch to safer alternatives like ceramic, cast iron, or stainless steel. If you're using a non-stick pan, toss any that are scratched or flaking. Number 3 is household dust. PFAS from furniture, rugs, and treated clothing can build up in household dust. Then you breathe it in or ingest it without knowing it. To avoid this, vacuum often with a HEPA filter, use a damp cloth for dusting, not dry dusters, and open your windows when possible for ventilation. And if you got little kids crawling around, this step's even more important. Number 2 is food and food packaging. So PFAS are used in fast food wrappers, microwave popcorn bags, and takeout containers to resist grease. They can leach into your food, especially when it's hot or oily. So cut back on fast food and microwave popcorn, which, hey, this will help anyway with fat loss. Then reheat takeout on glass or ceramic plates instead of eating from the wrapper. And stay away from packaged foods as much as possible. And then number 1, and this is the top source of exposure for most people, is drinking water. In fact, a study in 2022 found that over 200 million Americans are exposed to PFAS through drinking water alone. That makes it one of the biggest and hardest places to avoid this source of exposure. These forever chemicals have seeped into water supplies across the country, and unless you're filtering it, you're drinking it every single day. The best solution for this is to install a high quality water filter certified to remove PFAS. So look for reverse osmosis or activated carbon filters with NSF/ANSI 53 or 58 certification. Now, I grew up in Texas guzzling down tap water and using non-stick pan for years. So trust me, if you're anything like me, you've been exposed to this stuff. So now let's talk about the second half of the equation, how to actually get these out of your body. Because here's the deal. Once PFAS get into your system, they don't leave easily. Some can stick around for years, even decades. But the good news is there are a few science-backed ways to help your body eliminate them more effectively. And the last one is the most surprising, but the most effective and backed by science. Now, quick warning here, there's a lot of hype out there about fancy cleanses and detox hacks that just aren't supported by real research. For example, a lot of websites recommend sweating or sauna use for PFAS detox. And while sweating is great for your general health, it hasn't been proven effective for removing PFAS. These chemicals mostly leave through your urine, which brings us to step number 1. You want to support your natural detox system. That means drink plenty of clean water, cut back on processed foods, support your liver with real whole foods, especially greens, cruciferous, veggies, and antioxidant-rich foods. And then ease up on the alcohol if you can, because this can overload your liver and slow down detox. Step 2 is to trap PFAS in the gut. So one thing you can do right now is increase your intake of soluble fiber. Here's how it works. When your body tries to get rid of PFAS, your liver pushes them out through bile and into your digestive system. But if nothing's there to trap those chemicals, your body can actually reabsorb them right back into your bloodstream. That's where the fiber comes in. These form a gel-like substance in your gut that bind to PFAS and carry them out before they get reabsorbed. One small study in men found that taking oat fiber before meals led to an 8% drop in PFAS levels over just 4 weeks. You can get soluble fiber naturally from foods like oats, chia seeds, avocados, pears, flax seeds. Then step number 3 is currently the most effective and proven way to lower PFAS levels in your body. And this may surprise you, but that's to donate blood or plasma. A recent study looked at firefighters with high PFAS levels and found something surprising. Those who donated plasma every 6 weeks lowered one of the most common PFAS in their blood by nearly 30% after 1 year. Regular blood donation every 12 weeks helped to reduce levels by about 10%. And only plasma donation was able to significantly reduce another hard to remove PFAS as well. So while both methods work, plasma donation is more powerful. And the reductions lasted even after the donation stopped. So if you're eligible, donating blood or plasma is one of the most effective and generous ways to help your body detox these PFAS. All right, so those are the best science-backed ways to start removing PFAS from your body. Remember, this is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to fat loss. Ultimately, you need a holistic approach. So one that also includes the right diet, smart exercise, and most importantly, accountability. Because let's be honest, most people, we know what to do, but we struggle to stay consistent. That's exactly why we created the Primal Body Coaching Program. So inside here, we guide you through our 5 primal pillars and build a custom plan that fits your lifestyle and your schedule. And more importantly, you get an expert coach and real accountability so you actually follow through and get those results that you want. Because I've seen it over and over again. Once you have the right plan and the right accountability to follow through, that's when your body starts responding again. The weight comes off, you start feeling like yourself again, and you start accomplishing those goals. So if you're tired of the yo-yo cycle, if you're ready for real change and you want to burn fat in a way that lasts, click the link down below and apply for a strategy call with either me or my team. We'll walk you through your goals, where you're at, and see if the program's a good fit. Now, spots are limited, so if they're full when you go down there, no worries. We'll just make sure to let you know when more open up. All right, so follow those steps we went over today. Thanks again for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then check out this one right here.